Hello and welcome back to the channel. I just thought I would do a brief video on how to adjust up your shoes on the brake drums. So it's, to help your foot brake travel, hand brake travel. This is the right way to adjust your rear brakes with drums. You can screw the little adjuster up on the handbrake lever in the car, but that's not really the right way to do it. This is the correct way to be done. So we'll switch the camera over. Naturally, I've got the wheel taken off. And this is your brake drum. Everybody knows what a brake disc looks like. This is a brake drum. With this, it's just a drum with shoes inside. So I'm just going to place you on the lift and just see how this works. I'll just angle it down a bit. There we go. Right. So this is your brake drum. You've got two shoes in here which push out when you apply your foot brake with hydraulic pressure, and you've also got this here which is your handbrake cable. So, some cars you've got to take a big bolt out, big nut in the centre, and it comes off with the bearing. Other ones you've got to take little screws out, on here, little dowel screws. But again, my favourite cars, Toyotas and stuff, I have not had this drum off yet. Watch this. Off. That easy. This is why these cars are fantastic. They do get stuck sometimes, but they've got little holes in. You can wind a 10mm in and it pushes them off. So that's your brake drum, a big heavy piece of metal, and that's where the shoes come into contact with. And naturally, as the shoes wear, they have, I'll show you, they've got a little adjuster inside, which is that down there, this little thing with like threads on. They are meant to be automatic adjusters, but on all cars they're never perfect. While you're in here, you want to get a screwdriver and just gently push back those boots and check inside. I'll see if I can get it in and video record at the same time. Just nice and gentle. Just so you can pull the boot back a little bit, like that. If you can see. And you just want to have a little peek in there. And just check that there's no brake fluid leaking out. And then just push them back over. Like so. The second thing you need is just a tin of grease or something. Don't go mad. And just spray a little bit down onto your adjuster and a little bit behind this area here onto your handbrake lever. And the rest of it you don't need to go spraying. Also, I've already done this on the other side. I don't want to get it everywhere. It's just get some brake cleaner. I'll just show you what it is. It's just this big, this container here. I'll show on this side. You just spray a little bit on the brake shoes. Like that. Just let it dry. It's just a solvent. Do it on the inside of the drums. Just spray it like that. A little bit like that. But really, I should have done it the other way around when I'm finished working in case any contaminants are on. So what we're going to do is wind this little unit here, the adjuster. I can't hold it while I do that, so I'm just going to have to put it back to this view. And what you want to do is you wind them, they're locked in one direction, not in the other, so you just need to just gently wind them, and you'll hear it clicking. It's locked one, you'll find it's locked one way, and it'll go the other. 1, 2, 3. 3 clicks will be about enough for now, and then what you need to do is just place your drum back on until you can start feeling it. So it's still slack there, so we can wind it a little bit more. We'll give it 5 clicks. Some of them move a long way, others don't. I've got the feeling this is going to be quite a few clicks. Right there now, you see. It's not as free to spin. So we've just got a slight little bit of resistance. And to be quite honest, on this car, I think that's going to be enough. So don't want it to be too much. And all that's doing is taking up the slack between the area of this is your brake lining, touching the inside of that drum. So all that's doing is, I don't even know if you can see us there. So all that's doing is meaning when you pull your handbrake up, it's less distance. So when your handbrake's getting worn, when your handbrake lever comes right up, because they've got to travel that much further to reach the outside edge of the drum, which is its braking surface, like a brake disc. So by adjusting that up, you're reducing travel. So when these are fully adjusted up now, your handbrake will only come up a couple of notches, which is what you want. You don't want to have to be pulling it right up. And also, your foot brake, it means that instead of it travelling all the way down, now these have less distance to travel, so your foot brake will also be improved. So we'll give it one more click on here. One click. And we'll try it again for the last time. Yeah, that's enough of how much I want to adjust that. Just so there's a little, you just want a little bit of resistance, and that's enough. And if we go out to the other side, I don't think I've got the brake drum on it. I'll go and get it, because obviously I haven't adjusted this side. You don't need to watch us do it again. But what I'll show you of an example is, trying to do this one-handed, holding a heavy piece of metal in one hand. As you can see on this side, you know, there's not a great deal of resistance, so we'll be adjusting that one up as well. The only thing is when you adjust them, don't go too much at the beginning, because you'll have to be braying on at the drum to get it off. And one other key with these brake drums, remember, never press the foot brake or pull the handbrake when the brake drums are off, because you'll put all the pistons out on the wheel cylinders. So be careful, don't do that. Only try your handbrake and try your foot brake when you've got it all assembled. You know what it is? I explained everything before pointing to this with the brake. See how it's a little bit tight to get off now? If it's a little bit tight, just give it a little knock like that and it'll come off. I did a description before there with the drum on. Top quality filament from me there. So this is your hydraulic unit here. So when you're applying your foot brake, these two pistons push out, which pushes the drum out, the shoes out at either end into your drum. As I've mentioned, that's your adjuster, and that's your handbrake lever. On some cars you can see them, but on this one it's behind. It's just that unit there. So when this is your handbrake cable, which goes to your handbrake lever. So when you pull your handbrake, it's just cable operated, and them shoes push out. And with your foot brake, but like I said, it's very important to check that these don't leak. But bar that, put a little tiny bit of grease around there for where your wheel goes on, that's your hub, and also onto this area around here, because that's where the drum sits on, so that it'll come off again on your next service. I would go up in the car and show you an example, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. Now, the handbrake, obviously, you've got to repeat it on the other side. I'll switch the camera around. So, there's just a quick video. I just thought I would show how you adjust your brake drums. Now, the foot brake will be much improved, your handbrake will be much improved, and for MOT standards, it'll be helping to meet the minimum standards. So this is something that you would do if your car failed its MOT on its rear handbrake and rear brake efficiency. That's what you would do, unless you had problems in there, i.e. worn out shoes, seized wheel cylinder, seized handbrake cable. But that's the best way to adjust your handbrake and rear brake. Don't do it the so-called easy way of going into the car and winding on the handbrake cable, because if you do that, when you come to do the adjusters, you mess all the synchronization up with everything. So there you go. If you like that kind of video, I'll come back to you. I've got some good videos lined up on this car, as well as other basic mechanical jobs. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Bye.